Hi everyone, today I thought I'd paint a quick landscape inspired by scenes in British Columbia. Now that I've never been to Canada, of course, but I've seen some lovely pictures on the internet and in movies of beautiful landscapes in British Columbia, and I thought I'd try and paint something. So what I'm going to do is put down some yellow ochre first, and this is to tint parts of the paper, especially along the center here and along this part, which is the water area. Wash it out, and then we're going to go in with some ultramarine blue, and then we're going to go in with some Payne's grey. Now you'll notice that there's a stray hair right in the middle of that sky, but I'm going to leave it alone because one thing I don't want is for it to cause the sky to go streaky. As I say, Hake brushes do shed, but if they do, not to worry. That's part and parcel of the whole process. I'm wondering whether I should try and remove it. Maybe with the end of another brush, perhaps. Oh, got it. Okay, got some of it there. Okay, so now I'm going to dry this off. Right, and now what I'm going to do is put a little sort of mountain in the distance here. It's going to be very, very simple. And now we're going to let that dry as well. So we'll leave that to dry, and whilst it's drying, what we're going to do is put in a mountain sort of scape, a mountain sort of thing here. Using burnt sienna and some black, and some burnt sienna on its own as well. A little bit of water and just put a light one in the distance there. Well, it's not the distance, it's the sort of in the back. And then we take some of the water off the brush, some more paint on there, and then put some burnt umber as well. I don't know how this is going to turn out. It's sort of worrying me a little bit because it's one of those complicated pictures with lots of rock formations everywhere. and you put a rock wrong in the wrong place, it just looks like rocks everywhere, and I didn't want that, to be honest with you. I'm going to try and do some scraping here as well, just to get the rock formations going. There's always a danger that it can be too dry, so you need to keep it wet. Okay, this looks a bit messy, but maybe it'll be better once I've started doing the scraping. Okay, so let's scrape the distant one here first. Not the distant, just behind that rock, and then the bigger. Let's go to the big side here. There it is. And it's a very rocky mass. We'll go back in and add some shadows back in. Using very dark burnt sienna and a bit of black to that. And now we're going to work on this side, and we're going to do a very similar thing. We do the same thing. very, very rocky, I think. That's what I think I saw on that in a fleeting moment on TV. Now we wash out the brush. I left something out. Let me just make up a mixture of Payne's Grey and blue. Now what I want to do is add a couple of trees here, a few trees, one along this way. So I'm going to make a mixture of deep green, and we can add a bit of burnt sienna to that, and it's just going to be like that. And we're going to add one along this side as well, and we're going to add more burnt sienna, and this one's going to be sort of all over the place really. It's just, I'm going to have it coming sort of, oh, this is moving. Let's put the put that bulldog clip back on there. It's getting in the way now. Somewhere like this. Okay, so have it sort of coming, just have it coming along here like that. And we're going to add a bit more burnt sienna and deep green to that, just to darken it a little bit more. And that bulldog clip is sort of in the way, isn't it? I mean, try and hold it down, I suppose. And what I'm going to do is wipe that off, take some Payne's Grey, and add that to it, a bit darker at the bottom here. Like that. And we're going to let it sit for a bit, and while it's sitting, we're going to take our burnt umber and add a bit of black to that. While that sits, I suppose we can just like that. And whilst it's wet, I'm going to take a side that I can see and just scrape. Just, oops. Wrong side, oops. Oh, no, let's do that again. I can't see. That way. And just scrape just the left hand side a little bit there. Just bring it down into the, just make it look like it's sort of embedded in the rock. I'm going to wash that off again. We can like that. And over here we're going to, you see that one is still slightly damp, so I'm going to go in with some deep green and some burnt sienna to darken it a little bit in places, like that. And whilst that's, now that's done, we're going to go in with a very, very dark, and we're just going to add some branches.
Like that, oops. And maybe a few down here.
Now, what I want to do is add a couple of birds. Really? Let's put just one bird in this time, not 100 birds. Okay, maybe just one along here. Have I left anything or missed anything? Let's remove that tape. I put that tape there for a reason. I have a problem with the size of the paper. I don't like it. So I've reduced the width of it so it looks a little bit more aesthetic on the thumbnail. I just want to add just wet the brush and just bring it down a little bit just to create a bit of reflection. A little bit, not too much. I mean, I do hope you enjoyed this video tutorial of a landscape inspired by British Columbia in Vancouver, Canada. I'm looking at it and I'm not entirely happy with it, to be honest with you. I think I've overdone the rock scraping. If I had sort of held back on that, it might have looked a little bit better. And I feel that the foreground is looking a little bit like I'm looking at it from the top. Which is not what I intended. I might actually do it again at some point. I don't know. I think maybe next week. Sorry, I think in a future video I might do it again. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give this video a thumbs up. I hope you learned something from it. Leave a comment. And if you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. Thank you very much.